Everybody to today's luncheon. It is my honor to announce the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase. Wayne Barber and myself, Danny Ream, have been working with a lot of the people in the local media, specifically at WHNO with Ken Trahan and Dean Powery, and the schools involved to put together a series that will showcase high school baseball with regularity for the first time in the New Orleans area. So we're very excited about what we're going to be able to bring to the living rooms of people in the community. The high school game is a great game. It's a pure game. It's a great brand of baseball, and we want this to be a way of reaching out to people and showing them the wonderful schools in the area, the programs, the traditions of the schools, and such. We've done radio in the past, Ken and I, and it became extremely popular. And people would come to us and say how much they enjoyed it. So we thought now was as good a time as any to make the jump to television. So here we are now to announce, like I said, the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase, which would be on WHNO TV Channel 20 on Cox Cable here in the New Orleans area. It's a great station. It'll run from around Gonzales all the way to Hancock County, Mississippi. It will also be done in conjunction with SportsNola.com, which Ken will speak more about later on. And like I said, just to mention our goals for doing this, we want to bring proper recognition to the institutions involved, to the school's traditions, to their baseball programs, the fine coaches and players that they have to offer to the community, to the current teams and the path that they'll be on in this 2012 prep season. And also we want to really bring and shine a spotlight on the importance of being a true student athlete, to let these young men know that being a student athlete is really what it's all about, because baseball will stop for everyone at some point, but your education stays with you forever. So that will be something that we will stress during the broadcast. We hope that this will bring more fans to the high school ballparks. People that maybe haven't been to a game in a while, hopefully they'll see these games. They'll be energized by what they see, and they will come out to more high school baseball games. The schools involved, we have 5 of some of the finest institutions in the state, obviously the New Orleans area. We have Jesuit High School, the Blue Jays, Archbishop Rummel, the Raiders, Archbishop Shaw, the Eagles, the Brother Martin Crusaders, and the Holy Cross Tigers. Those are the 5 teams that will be featured in the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase this season. And with that, I will announce the official schedule. The schedule begins on Friday, March the 2nd. It's a 7 p.m. live broadcast of a historic event in the New Orleans baseball community. It's the grand opening of Jesuit's John Ryan Stadium. It will be a live broadcast, 7 p.m., Jesuit Blue Jays versus the Holy Cross Tigers. Then we will feature 3 tape delay broadcasts. It will be termed Monday Night Prep Baseball. On Monday, March the 5th at 8 p.m., the Shaw Eagles will be shown taking on the Jesuit Blue Jays. That game will be tape delay. It will be played on March the 3rd. On Monday, April the 9th at 8 p.m., we will feature the Brother Martin Crusaders against the Rummel Raiders. That will be a tape delay broadcast. The game is played on April the 4th. And then on Monday, April the 16th at 8 p.m., we will feature the Rummel Raiders against the Jesuit Blue Jays. It will be tape delayed. That game will be played on April 13th. So as you can see, we've really pinpointed some of the finest games that are available to us in the area this coming season. We expect great things from these teams, from their coaches and their players, and we're looking forward to bringing these games, like I said, to the people of the New Orleans community. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to the man that will handle the play-by-play duties for all of the broadcast, one of the finest people that I've been able to meet here in the community, a great advocate for high school sports, Mr. Ken Trahan.
Well, I'm not going to be too formal. I just want to thank Joey and Mark, Kirk and Dave for being here. My friends at Holy Cross, Greg Battistella and Mike Bujol, and Dougie Faust and Tom Alef at Shaw, I want to thank them too for allowing us to kind of get into their living room, if you will, to do this. We really think that this is going to be a significant opportunity to showcase not only these schools, programs, and student athletes, but in addition to that, to start something that we think has some wings. It's going to grow in years to come. As Danny alluded to, and I'll let Dean Powery speak to it in a moment, WHNO reaches a huge audience, not just west toward Baton Rouge, but also all the way down to Gulf of Mexico and Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes, and beyond that, of course, throughout the metropolitan area and the North Shore. So there's a tremendous opportunity for visible stature for the schools, but in addition to that, I think it's got a chance to grow, and there are already other people asking, how do we become part of this? And I think that that's going to happen in due time. We think this is just a launching point, and our goal is simple. And from my perspective, it's simply to help continue to promote and proliferate high school sports in the metropolitan New Orleans area, which is all I've been involved in doing for the past 34 years, primarily in the jobs that I've had. From the standpoint of what you can expect, I think, and Dean will speak to that a little bit more too. WHNO will do an outstanding job at presenting the product with how it's going to look, presentation, and I think more than that, for years to come, the parents, the players, family members will have something as a keepsake that they will remember for the rest of their lives. It's commonplace for people to come up to me now and tap me on the shoulder and introduce themselves and say, you don't remember me, right? You did my game in 1982 on television. And my response is always the same. I hope I said something nice about you. And that typically is the way it works out. So it's been good. And I really think that from the standpoint of high school baseball, it's a first. It's an opportunity for a sport that Danny loves, Wayne loves, and I enjoy. I love baseball more than anything else in terms of sports. Just like my friend Ed, we love the game and thoroughly enjoy it and love being involved in it. To be able to do this, it's a significant undertaking. I want to compliment Danny and Wayne for grabbing the bull by the horns and taking it forward. Last but not least, I want to thank my good friend, my close friend Ashton Ryan, who I was able to help get involved in this process and sponsoring it. Ashton's a huge advocate of high school sports in the metropolitan area. Ashton's a Jesuit graduate, and he sent his sons to Rummel and loves those schools, but he loves Brother Martin, he loves Holy Cross, and he loves Shaw, and he honestly feels like there's an opportunity to be able to show all these schools what they can do and to help them along the way with what they're doing. So I just want to thank him as well. With that, I just want to let Dean Metairie, the general manager of WHNO, say a couple of words.
Well, Kenny, you did such a thorough job. There really isn't much left for me to say, but we are excited as a station that is going to be bringing this to the market. We've had an opportunity in years past to be known as the station that did broadcast a lot of prep sports. Katrina did a little damage to our ability to do that, and over the last 5 years we've rebuilt that ability, and primarily at the college level. But this is our first foray since Katrina in 6 years of going back into broadcasting prep. And I'm proud to be able to start with Danny and with Wayne and Ken with you doing play-by-play on this, to bring prep sports back to the New Orleans area. And I say New Orleans area, you mentioned earlier our coverage area goes from Bay St. Louis all the way down to the Bayou region, all the way up to the state line of Mississippi, all the way back down into the Gulf of Mexico as well. So we've got a huge footprint. We're going to have an opportunity for many of these young athletes to be featured across that area, and for them to not only be featured, but also for us to do a little digger deeping, as Danny mentioned, little bigger, deep, oh good gracious, get my words right. We'll let them dig a little deeper into their abilities to not only perform on the field, but also to perform in the classroom as well. So we're just proud to be a part of that, and I thank Danny, I thank Ashton for being our primary sponsor for this, as well as the other sponsors that are going to help make this possible. Thanks.
This really started a couple of years ago. Danny and I were sitting around talking one evening, and we thought that maybe we could do a 1 hour radio show, high school baseball show. We thought it would really just take off because there isn't anything like that. We have high school football here, and it's very huge, and everybody's real passionate about it. But we thought baseball kind of got neglected, and we said, why not put a baseball show on? Well, it didn't go much further past the talking, up until probably about 6 months ago when we decided, well, why don't we try putting games on TV? We can bypass, we would still like to have a radio show actually on a Monday night from 6 to 7 or whenever would be an appropriate time, but why not try baseball on TV? So we got in touch with a few people. One of them obviously was first NBC. These guys stepped up. And when they stepped up, it was easier for us to go after everybody else. And more importantly, it was easy to go after to the schools. The schools stepped up, they said, yes, this sounds great. So it went from being just you know, an afterthought. Maybe we could do this on radio to now we actually putting it on TV. We thank everybody for doing that. Football is passionate. Everybody is very passionate about football during fall season, but springtime is baseball, and we think baseball should have its just due here in New Orleans area. Thank you very much for participating. The schools, Ed Daniels, my good friend, Ken Trahan, of course, and Dean, very nice for you. Believe me, we couldn't do this without a local TV station, and you guys are stepping up big time. We do appreciate Danny and I both do.
And just to conclude, before members of the media can visit with the representatives from the schools that are here today, we would just like to once again thank the schools for your cooperation. We're excited about doing this. We think it's going to catch fire. You know, we're starting with a few games this year. Hopefully next year, maybe 6 or 7 games. Maybe we can branch out, you know, into other regions to promote the prep game. Like I said, the thing that I love about the prep game is it's really pure baseball. You know, the kids are out there for the love of the game. It's the way it's supposed to be played. Their enthusiasm is contagious. They work so hard, and you know, they work hard because the coaches of all these fine schools that are involved with this showcase push them to work hard. And we're excited about being able to showcase that. And like I said, I really want to see the fan that hasn't been to a game in 2 or 3 years come back to the ballpark because of what they see on these broadcasts. But we wish you a great season. We ask that all 3 schools that are here today, Jesuit, Rummel, and Brother Martin from Class 5A, will do your best to keep the 5A title in the city. We now invite members of the press to visit with the coaches and athletic directors that are here today. So we thank you, and we're looking forward to the first NBC Bank Prep Baseball Showcase featuring the Jesuit Blue Jays, the Rummel Raiders, Shaw Eagles, Brother Martin Crusaders, and Holy Cross Tigers.